A few weeks ago, I made my triumphant return to YouTube, and I talked about all the different things I was working on and doing, and I wanted to take a few minutes and kind of give you an update on where all of those things are in a very chill and kind of laid back format. I got my list somewhere on this phone, and we should be good to go. So yeah, let's chat. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt, often called Big Nerdy. Together, we are the NWO, the Nerd World Order, and this is Nerdzoic. Can you tell I'm doing the editing on this one? I'm actually filming this yesterday, if you're watching this on Monday. Today is Sunday, July the 14th, and I'm filming this as just like a quick update on things, like I said, so I'm not going to go too crazy on production stuff. I'm just going to talk. So, with that said, let me pull up my notes. Wrong notes. Nope, where are my notes? There they are. They're under video. Yes, you get what I'm going with that. All right, so number one thing I've been working on the last couple of weeks is suppliers, and this has been the world's biggest nightmare. So if you didn't know, toy supply distribution's kind of a joke, and anyone who's ever tried to get into it knows this because one company controls most of it, and they also have a retail store, so there's a gigantic conflict of interest going on. I'm not going to get into that in this video because really, what I've been doing has been working really well. I've been trying to set up direct relationships with each company. They all have their own sales guidelines, like you have to commit to 50,000 a year or 100,000 a year. And I'm confident in us now where I can commit to pretty good numbers. So I've been working on that a lot, but some of it's been really, really frustrating. We'll start with some bad news on a couple of big companies that I'm disappointed in. Mattel will not work with me directly because I'm working out of the house. And honestly, I'm not looking to change that in the next year or two. They want you to either be a brick and mortar storefront or a warehouse that is by yourself, not a shared warehouse. And I understand the rules. I don't necessarily think they're necessary since I would probably destroy their sales goals compared to some of their other customers that do have those things, but here we are. So I'm still looking for a better way to source Mattel stuff because I would like to get hot and heavy into wrestling, and that just sounded weird. Mezco, still no direct account with Mezco. And does anyone out there work at Mezco? Because I'm not 100% convinced that anyone works at Mezco, that it's not like some kind of machine running, because I've never heard or seen a live human being. If anyone works at Mezco and wants to help hook me up with a direct account, I can pretty much promise I'll be in your top 5 accounts, so hook a fella up. McFarlane, you guys get your own video. That's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that in a few weeks. I'm still too angry to talk about that situation. Ooh. And then the big thing I'm working on, hence the thumbnail, is I need to get set up a forwarder in China. So I have found that a lot of the smaller non-Hasbro, McFarlane, Mattel companies like Loose Collector, X-Ray, I work with all of them already, but it's really expensive to bring stuff into the country. What they do, and what apparently every company does, news to me, I'm new to this, is that they work with like a freight forwarder or an agent in China. So basically it's called like a China warehouse, and all of your stuff gets sent there. When they have enough stuff that it makes sense to ship it either by ocean or air or whatever, they ship it to me. The hard part of this is it's like, how do I find a trustworthy company? For all I know, maybe I'm like talking to a company and I'm like, oh yeah, these guys seem great. Next thing you know, my stuff ends up in Brazil. I feel like in many ways, I told my wife, I'm like, I think I gotta go to China. And she goes, do you speak Chinese? And I said, no. And then I quickly realized that that doesn't really make sense. So if there's anybody out there who is into this for like another industry and has recommendations on a company to work with out there, hook a brother up, okay? Many of you know that I've been working on the NerdStash for an eternity, or at least 2 years. It is our version of Pile of Loot where you can place your orders, pay for your orders, and then later on, whenever everything comes in, you can pay to have it shipped once. The whole project's in what I'm calling beta right now because I'm still working on it. There's still bugs. I'll start like a whole advertising campaign once I move it out of beta into, I don't know, alpha, kappa. I don't know how this works. I just heard beta. I hear beta a lot in software. I'd be surprised though if I felt that way before the end of 2024 because it feels like new tiny little bugs pop up, then you fix them, and then a new bug pops up, and it's just so much updating and work. Speaking of updating and work, I've been spending a ton of time on the website. I designed our website using it's Shopify, but I designed it like with a vision in mind, and that vision was Amazon toys. And the homepage and the menu system works pretty well. Needs a couple little updates here and there, but one thing I'm really not happy with is I want to have more discoverability for people who are like, ooh, I like Marvel. I like Marvel Legends. what else they got that I would like? So I'm trying to create some like inside subcategory pages that really make it easier to shop and easier to discover cool new things. Then there's a ton of boring stuff I'm working on, but you know, you guys like behind the scenes, so I'm gonna tell you. Shipping negotiations, negotiating with FedEx and UPS to get better shipping rates. What a blast of fun that is. Moving to a different shipping platform, or WMS, which is a warehouse management system. International shipping, that's probably towards the end of the year. My initial goal was to have it by the end of 2022. We can see how well that one's go. Inventory system. Whew. Inventory's a nightmare, gang. Stuff just happens. Like, you wouldn't think that it'd be hard, right? Like, you buy it, you count it, you put it in, you sell it, it goes. But stuff just seems to end up mixed up somehow or another. And this is actually really common in logistics and in food. That's why you do inventory regularly. But doing inventory regularly is darn near impossible because of the time consumption. I have a system that I would love to use, counting specific things each day. So it's really just kind of like a daily part of the operations and you catch things. But the system does not really cooperate with me at all. And like, I can't hook up a scanner to it to do the barcodes. So something else, that's that whole WMS thing. It will kind of tie into that. What else we got? Shirts and merch. I want to get some stuff on the store. You guys ask me all the time. I like to get some t-shirts. I like to get some hats, some pins of Nerdzoic stuff. I'm not an art guy, guys. All I got is the logo. If anyone has any cool ideas for shirts, merch, hats, hit me up. If you guys are like, if you want to like say, hey, I have an idea. I'm an artist. Here's a rough copy. What would you would you be interested in paying for it? Yes, is the answer. If you make me a deal. Maybe you want cash, you want store credit, whatever. Let's talk about it. Because I'd love to, but it's just not in my wheelhouse. Two other things I teased on that thumbnail: podcast. I know a lot of people are excited about it. Still a few weeks away. I'm hoping that, like, let's say the first week of September, we begin and it's just like you can set your clock to it. Nerdzoic Con. Yep, that's gonna happen. I am like all in on that. Again, how far has it gotten in the planning? Just me saying Nerdzoic Con. But what I can tell you is I really want to make it like focused on toys. Kind of like how PowerCon was, and PowerCon's taking a break this year. I hope they come back. But like, I want to invite and talk and get every major and minor toy maker there. Like, obviously, Mattel, Hasbro, McFarlane, well, maybe McFarlane, well, maybe not after the last week. But Mattel, Hasbro, no-go. Everybody else, like, I want the Horseman there. I want Valorverse there. AWOC, Spiro Toys Warrior guy, Animal Warrior guys, Savage Crucible, Darcy with his Almighty Legends, Ace with Ramen Toys. I want to try to get as many people there as I can to make it like the toy place. I also want to get like a lot of my creator friends to come out to do it. I'm hoping we can get like a whole group of us. And the dream is that we actually do it in like January or February, maybe even of this upcoming year, and it becomes the Nerdies live. That's right. So like, we would actually film it there, and yeah, I feel like it'd be really, really fun and cool to do it like that. Like, you could go to the Nerdies, like, wow, it's a real place. So just kind of in my brain somewhere. So yeah, really chill behind the scenes. That's what I got. Please comment with your thoughts and suggestions. Please subscribe. Please remember, you gotta get old. You don't have to grow up. Just be cool and stay nerdy. Why do I do this? Why do I do that? I don't know.